This video is brought to you by IXL, used by millions of students worldwide to get ahead in math, English, and more.
Have you ever wondered how we can describe transformations of shapes? Let's talk about it. Today, we will explore 3 different types of transformations: translations, reflections, and rotations. In a translation, every point in a figure moves the same distance and direction. You can think of it as taking a shape and sliding it over to a new location. The shape's orientation stays the same, it's just in a new spot. When we label the new figure, we use the same letters but add an apostrophe, which we read out loud as prime. For any transformation, we call the original shape the pre-image, and the shape after the transformation the image. Next, in a reflection across a line, every point in a figure moves to a point directly on the opposite side of the line. The new point and the original point are the same distance from the line. Let's visualize this. Here we have a triangle that will reflect over this line. You can think of it as flipping the triangle over the line, or finding the mirror image. Do you see how each point on the new triangle is the same distance away from the line as the original point was? Neat! Also, take a look at the labels of the vertices. If we read the vertices going clockwise around our pre-image, we get A, B, C. But on the image, we get A', C', then B'. So the vertices changed order. Finally, in a rotation, every point in a figure moves the same angle and direction around a fixed point, which is the center of rotation. Rotations can be in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. So for example, if we rotate this triangle 45 degrees clockwise around this point, it would look like this. Awesome! Are you ready to try some examples? Here we have 2 quadrilaterals. What transformation maps quadrilateral ABCD onto its image, A', B', C', D'? One of the easiest ways to tell what transformation was performed is to see if the orientation of our shape changed. Here, we can see that the corresponding vertices are in the same positions around the shape, so our shape didn't change orientation, it just moved. That means that a translation was used here. But let's be more specific. How far and in what direction was ABCD translated? In a translation, every point moves the same distance in the same direction, so we can pick one pair of corresponding points to help us. For example, point B and point B'. Starting at point B, we move right 11 units and up 10 units to land on point B'. And this is true for any pair of corresponding points. So a translation right 11 units and up 10 units maps quadrilateral ABCD onto A', B', C', D'. Great job! Let's try another one. Here we have 2 pentagons. What transformation was used here? Notice that the points on the pre-image read counterclockwise, while the points on the image read clockwise. That must mean there was a reflection. But how can we determine the line that the pentagon was reflected across? Remember that in a reflection, the original point and the new point will be the same distance from the line of reflection. So let's connect a pair of corresponding points, such as L and L'. Both of these points are 6 units away from the x-axis, so maybe that's our line of reflection. Let's check by connecting our other corresponding points. Yes, every point is the same distance from the x-axis as its image, so a reflection across the x-axis maps elemental P onto its image. Nice! Let's try one more. Here we have 2 triangles. What transformation maps XYZ onto X', Y', Z'? Well, the points on both figures read clockwise, which means it can't be a reflection. Let's check if each pair of corresponding points is in the same position around the triangle. Nope, point X is at the top of the triangle, but X' is on the left. That means it can't be a translation. So this must be a rotation. Now, to find the center of the rotation, let's look at 2 corresponding points, say Y and Y'. It looks like these are both 4 units away from the origin. And it looks like X and X' are also the same distance away from the origin, and so are Z and Z'. That means the origin is the center of our rotation. Now let's find the angle of rotation. Look at Y and Y' again. The lines connecting them to the center of rotation form a 90-degree angle. This is the same for the other pairs of points too. So it must have rotated 90 degrees. Great! Just one more thing. Are we rotating clockwise or counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. So, a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin maps triangle XYZ onto x prime, y prime, z prime. We actually can describe this rotation another way as well. Instead of rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin, we could rotate it 270 degrees clockwise about the origin. Both of these answers are correct. Awesome! That was fun! Now you know how to describe transformations.
Head over to IXL.com for more practice on this skill and thousands more videos in math and language arts.